I love horror games. It's often that horror is just an allegory for society's anxieties. Much of Lovecraft's work was influenced by his own anxiety about immigrants and, well, melanated folk. Zombies are often an allegory for corporate greed. But when we consume horror in this way, we don't really need to confront the reality of its source. When we play Dead Space, we're not thinking of Lovecraft's fear of immigrants. But Spec Ops The Line is not an allegory. It is just straight up the horrors of humanity. These are things that man has done, is doing, and will continue to do. Now, Spec Ops The Line, in my opinion, is hard to talk about. I'm just another drop in the bucket of people who have and will discuss this game. And in this, it has me curious if other creators just found this game straight up hard to talk about. I found myself horrified by this game at every turn. From the first interaction with the refugees to the very last moments of the game, Spec Ops The Line beats you over the head with how horrible the player character is. And it's slowly revealed to the player that you are complicit in everything Walker does. You are complicit in the violence inherent in the system. So, let's just get a couple of things out of the way. Let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty basic. Spec Ops The Line is your typical third-person, over-the-shoulder cover shooter. If you're familiar with Gears of War, it's very Gears of War. You hide behind cover, poke your head out to shoot stuff, and then hide behind it some more. Move forward, repeat, rinse, so on and so forth. There's plenty of weapons for the players to get their hands on, sniper rifles, LMGs, shotguns, pistols, MGs, just straight up, just so many guns. In the movement, you can vault over cover, and when you vault, if there's an enemy on the other side of the cover you're vaulting over, the walker will just fucking kick him in the face, or dive over and punch him down, beat the shit out of him, and on that, the melee is just like, whew, god damn, it is melee combat. Hot dog. Oh shit. It is good. The game is violent. It is like a more violent Gears of War in terms of gameplay. It is cool. It is, the rule of cool is there. So then let's talk about this. Let's quickly go through the story. So we start in Dubai. I don't know what the year is, but prior to the game's events, there was a huge evacuation of the city's elite because of like raging sandstorms, and they just kept coming and battering, and there's a sandstorm wall outside of the city. 33rd Infantry Battalion, led by Colonel John Conrad, arrive in Dubai to aid with relief efforts, help get people out. Eventually they have to impose martial law, and they do some pretty fucked up shit against the people who live there. Because of this, some of the 33rd rebel against Conrad and the 33rd, and they fail. Immediately after this, the CIA sends some Black Ops squad to come in and, start a coup, kill the 33rd. Right after that, there's a loop radio signal that plays just beyond the wall, and that is where we come in. We play as Captain Walker. We have his team, Lugo and Adams. We come in to help evacuate the refugees. And from the very beginning, things are just kind of off the whole way. We start fighting with insurgents immediately. We encountered the 33rd, who immediately begin fighting with us. We eventually drop white phosphorus down on the 33rd camp, only to find out that they were trying to help and save the refugees, which is like, whew, hot damn. Everyone talks about the white phosphorus. Throughout the game, Conrad is attempting to manipulate Walker using the radio he carries on his back. We later meet up with CIA agent Riggs, who is telling us, oh yeah, I'm here to help, and then we accidentally destroy the entire city's water supply, which is basically a death sentence. We kill the radio man, which has been like broadcasting the radio waves pretty much like walking everyone through all the shit that 33rd is doing. After we kill him, we attempt to escape, and we crash, and you know, our dear friend Lugo, he's killed by a mob, and it's real fucked up. After that, we confront Conrad, which is where we learn Conrad has been dead this whole time. And it's revealed to the player that Walker had been hallucinating Conrad and all of his radio messages prior. From here, there's multiple endings. You can shoot yourself or allow Conrad to shoot you, which ends the game immediately. If you shoot Conrad, you can leave, and Walker calls for an immediate evacuation. When that happens, the army comes in to assist, and you know, with his crazy addled brain, you can either, you know, engage the soldiers who just came in, or you can let them pass freely. If you engage with them and die, Conrad criticizes you from beyond the grave. It's kind of funny. And if you kill them all, you get on the radio and hail to everyone, "Welcome to Dubai," echoing the first words that Conrad said to your team when they got to Dubai. So that's basically, that's the basics. It's just a simple rundown. At face value, it's just all like, oh yeah, that doesn't seem so bad. It's pretty horrible. So the game, you know, it opens up with that helicopter scene, and it's bombastic. You know, we don't think anything of it because it just feels like, you know, we're playing a Call of Duty or a Medal of Honor, or you know, maybe an early Battlefield like Bad Company. You know, we crash and we start making our way back into Dubai, and we come across a pack of insurgents. Now these guys, you can see that like they're defensive, but they're not on the prowl for a kill. And we learn that Lugo can understand Farsi, so he starts to talk Farsi with them. And while he's doing that, Walker and Adams are discussing, you know, ways to kill these dudes that they're standing in front of, and those guys can hear that.
See that bus over there? It's filled with sand. Push comes to shove, shoot out the window. Might give us an advantage.
The damned? Hey! Yani the damned 33rd? Kill them!
They can hear them actively discussing, hey, they're gonna kill us. So outside of the game, at this point, we don't fully realize yet, but like the seed has been planted. You know, the player is made aware that we are here to help the refugees. These guys don't immediately attack. Lugo tries to translate. They get real defensive. They hear what you want to kill them, and then they start attacking us because they hear that we are preparing an attack right there. So this is like the first instance where we start killing the refugees. These are the refugees that the 33rd hadn't gotten around to rounding up yet. After that, you know, a little later, we end up in the Nest, which is a mall. All the refugees live there. The 33rd had been rounding them up in there, trying to get them out, to get them to safety, but the CIA had riled them up, and it effectively started a war, and the 33rd had to get a little more violent in getting them to the places they want to go. But they weren't actively trying to kill the refugees. They were trying to help them, despite what the refugees were doing to them, because that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to help the refugees. So while we're in there, we learned through a couple of notes that the refugees are being moved to a camp beyond the gate, a refugee camp. A little later, we meet up with a CIA agent who's like, oh yeah, the refugees are on the other side of the gate at a camp. You know, we're told this multiple times. It's not just, hey, a one-time deal, the refugees. It's like, it tells us, if you listen, it tells you multiple times that the refugees are on the other side of the gate.
What happened? He just stopped breathing.
Sand.
Don't you fucking die on me. You got too much shit to answer for. Come on.
You can stop, man. You're gone.
Fuck!
What the hell is that?
A map. I think this was Gould's op plan.
Must be the gate they were talking about.
So what? Gould thought it was worth dying for, Lugo. I'd say that's a pretty big so what.
So we get to the gate, and Walker's like, hey, that's those motherfuckers at 33rd. Let's do something about this. And so you do the white phosphorus. You know, the whole white phosphorus incident where we kill the 33rd and we kill all the refugees that were there, because again, it is a refugee camp. This is where the 33rd were bringing the refugees. And you know, the game, it's a huge moment in the game.
Civilians? Where'd they come from? There's no camp here.
They took him from the nest.
That hotel back at the storm wall? No, those can't be the civvies that got kidnapped. It's not possible.
Yeah, it is. That's why Gould stormed this place. He didn't want the king. He was trying to rescue his people.
This is your fault, goddammit! Stop right there, Lugo. What it is, he wanted us to have a choice. He turned us into fucking cowards. No, Sergeant, no! No! I told you so! No!
We need to keep moving.
What?
Reinforcements will be here any second. We need to keep moving.
Walker, you're not even...
I'm gonna make these bastards pay for what they've done. Now, are you with me or not?
Lugo and Adams are pissed. Lugo's screaming, he made us a killer, which is talking to both the player and Walker. Lugo and Adams knew that it was the refugee camp, and they tried to tell him, and he did it anyways. You did it anyways. The only thing you can do, what the game developers wanted you to do, was to put the game down. Just stop. You don't need to do it. And doing it, it feels awful. It does not feel good doing it. You can hear this, especially when the white phosphorus gets dropped like on the civilians. You can hear them screaming, and then
Light him up. Stand by. Fire! Preparing to fire. Hummer disabled.
when you walk through and the camera focuses on the mother embracing the child as they're cooked to a crisp, it's hard. But it's not as hard as, like, once you realize the game is beating it over your head, all those other instances leading up to this point feel so much heavier. The first meeting with the refugees after the helicopter and killing our way through their numbers, killing the 33rd without trying to identify ourselves. The CIA is one thing, and the CIA insurgents are another. But we had done so many horrible things. We'd killed so many people already up to this point. Honestly, the white phosphorus incident is just a drop in the bucket compared to what comes next. So after we drop the white phosphorus, and again, we always knew, we as players, if you pay attention, you see the notes, you hear the people, you're taking in all this information, you knew what you were getting into when you dropped that white phosphorus. So moving forward, we meet the next CIA agent called Riggs. We, the players, know that he is lying because the last CIA agent was lying, and they started the war. The CIA wants the 33rd and the refugees dead. For what purpose? I don't know. That as far as I know, that's not revealed. So we follow Riggs, and we do what he wants, and we end up destroying all of Dubai's water supply. This effectively dams everyone who still lives within the city. Now this moment is far worse than the white phosphorus. Why? The white phosphorus killed a lot of people. It did. It was a horrible thing that we did. But destroying the water kills everyone. Granted, it depends on the ending you take, but everyone's gonna die. Everyone's dying. That's just it. It is a horrible thing for everyone. Not just some of the people, not just a few of the people, not a good bit of the people. Destroying the water is bad for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I have some bad news. No way to prove it. They blew up the fucking water. That's right. Your water is gone. And now Dubai
I'm talking to you. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Bastards talking.
Riggs? That you?
Over here!
Riggs? Where are you? I can't see... Oh, shit. Hang on. I'll get you out of there.
Forget it. There's no point. The water's gone. That's all that matters. Fuck. This ain't how it's supposed to end.
He was right about you.
Look, if people find out what he did, the whole region will declare war on us. And we'll lose. Now the world will never know.
You're insane.
It's funny. Gould said the same thing. What I did may not have been nice, but it was right. Besides, it's not like I'm walking out of here. Just do me a favor, huh? Don't let me burn. Go on, Walker. Do it. Please. Why are you just standing there? Come on! For fuck's sake, Walker! Please! I'm begging you! Walker! 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 Ah! Ah! Ah!
And then eventually we get to the end of the game where it's revealed to us, the player, and kind of in part to Walker, that Conrad was just a hallucination. And Walker was using that hallucination as an excuse to commit war crimes against the people of Dubai. And Walker, incidentally, is how we, the player, excuse ourselves into continuing to play. We're not actually doing those things. We're just putting him on the path. We're putting him on the path to do those things. We're not doing those things. But we, the player, always had the choice. Walker did not have a choice. And I'm not saying, you know, we're worse than Walker because we did it, because it's a video game. It's meant to just be art. But we did those things, you know, the things that Walker did that made us feel bad. They didn't make us feel bad because Walker did them. They made us feel bad because we did them. We were complicit in the violence. Now, while the game is about, you know, player agency and you know, what it means to be a hero, or, you know, if playing games even mean you have to be the hero, the horrors committed in the game are inspired by the things that humanity has done, the things humanity is doing, or the things that humanity will do. These are the horrors that humanity wreaks on itself. The crimes that we commit against our own people. And I think the question the game wants us to ask ourselves: can we be redeemed? Can humanity be redeemed? If we all can feel this bad playing through this game, are we capable of redemption? Are we capable of doing those things in the first place? But are we as a society capable of redemption? Anyway, I hear you asking yourself, okay, Slosh, that's all fine and dandy, but I want to commit war crimes. How can I go commit war crimes. Well, I will tell you, you can't fucking buy this game. You can't. There's some licensing disputes and whatever. It doesn't matter. You can't buy the game online at all anymore. It's over with for PC and console. But if you want to buy it on console, you go to your local GameStop or your local used game store and find yourself a PS3 or Xbox 360 copy of Spec Ops The Line. Now, if you don't want to do any of that shit and you want to play your game in the most beautiful 4K or even 2K possible, you know, it's on the internet. I can't tell you how to do it, but you know, there's a fit girl out there who can help you find it. And that is the only way to play on PC, unless you already purchased a copy. If you purchase a copy on GOG, you're good to go. You can play the game whenever the hell you want. They can never take that game away from you. But Steam, it's over with. So with that, that's it. That's the whole review. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Slosh out.